Hello, I'm Susie Watson from Explore Norfolk UK. I'm here today at Morstan Quay. I want to show you a lovely 6-mile circular walk along a fantastic stretch of the Norfolk Coast Path with stunning views over the marshes towards Blakeney Point, passing North Fen at Stiff Quay, walking along wooded paths and a lovely grass valley as you walk inland, climbing up to Cockthorpe where you can get stunning views over towards the coast, and back to Morstan for a cup of coffee or lunch at the Anchor in the village or the kiosk at Morstan Quay. This particular walk starts at the National Trust Morstan Quay, which is where the ferries and the boats go for the seal trips over to Blakeney Point. So I'll put a link in the YouTube description where you can read more about that and find out about that. It's a dog-friendly walk, but they will need to be on a lead through the valley as there may well be sheep. And if you're the sort of person that worries about finding the right tracks, you can purchase a downloadable route note and map for this walk over on the Explore Norfolk UK website on the link for Norfolk Walking Guides, which I've also put in the descriptions, and that'll just help you navigate your way around this walk. So let's get going. You start in the car park at Morstan Quay. National Trust members are free, otherwise you'll have to pay at the machine. And you can usually get coffees, teas, scones, etc. from the Morstan refreshment kiosk. There's no beach at Morstan, just in case you're wondering. It's a creek which is full of enthusiastic sailors and visitors. Generally, the visitors are the ones who want to see the seals on Blakeney Point. So you walk out of the car park following the Norfolk Coast Path signs to join the Norfolk Coast Path. Look at that for a view. That is stunning. In the distance there you can see the old lifeboat station on Blakeney Point. This is managed by the National Trust, and this is their iconic building on the point, which was obviously the old lifeboat station. You see the path forks here. It doesn't really matter which one you take, but I'm going to go off to the right and down here to be on the same level as the marshes. This is always a boggy bit on this stretch of the Norfolk Coast Path, so there is a little diversion or detour the other side of this fence which I want to show you, just so you know. I'm going to go right to the edge here. And you walk back through this opening. Just enjoy watching the boats. Here we are at North Fen at Stiff Quay, which is owned by the Buxton organisation. It's a 12-hectare wetland of fen, reed beds and freshwater lagoons, and it's a really lovely spot to do a bit of bird watching. Right, having enjoyed the views and North Fen, you now need to look out for the steps to the left. This is where you come off the Norfolk Coast Path and you walk inland. In the springtime, this is quite overgrown, so depending on when you walk this, long trousers would probably be a good idea to stop you being stung. But you need to walk through this gate and then up to the coastal road, which can be busy, particularly in the summer. You cross straight over and left along this narrow track This little path goes adjacent to the road, so you will get a bit of road noise. And after a third of a mile, you come out into the open and we turn left down here with some scrapes or pools just ahead of you. You can see some geese, pink-footed geese. I love these sort of walks where there aren't many people on them. And a bit of adventure. Straight over after this bridge. Again, there are quite a few nettles here at this time of year, which is spring. You come to another bridge and this brings you out onto the wonderful valley floor, which you need to walk right through. Walk through the valley and up the hill and head straight towards the mast in the distance there. There are sheep in this field, so please, if you've got dogs, keep them under control. Sheep aren't like cows, they just move out of the way. Near the end of this field you can see a gap there. Now don't go through there, just bear slightly right and head over there towards a gate. No beating about the bush there. So I think definitely keep your dogs on a lead because there are hundreds of sheep. Walk along this road for a short distance until you come across a concrete farm track on your left, and you'll see a waymarker sign on the other side of the road. You can see in the distance the sea, the coast. We're right at the top now. High for Norfolk. We just head this way, but you now need to look out for a footpath sign to the right, taking you through some fields, so keep an eye out for that. You can't go that way anyway, it says private. So we'll head this way through the fields. Now, you want to walk through 4 fields, and to make sure you're going the right way, look out for the pillbox at the end of field 3. Then we bear round to the left along this wide farm track and you'll see the coast straight in front of you. I hope you've enjoyed this walk. If you have, it would be great if you could give it a like, a thumbs up, that'd be fantastic. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so, because I'll be adding lots more Norfolk walks. Now, this is probably the most difficult bit of the walk, I think. You could either walk along the edge of the field or along the road. The field's got wheat in it at the moment, so not good to walk through it. So I'm just going to walk along this road for a very short distance. This is the coastal road, so it can get busy, and you'll need obviously dogs on leads. And then we come into a gap here, and now we've got a nice path, a little stretch of path till we get to Morston, just a short way along here. So really, it was just that little bit of field that's growing wheat that we had to miss. There we are, we've reached the end of that field, and all we need to do now is cross over into the boatyard. You can't go into the boatyard, so just continue along this rutted track till you come to Morston Quay. And there we are, back at Morston Quay. I'm going to go and grab a cup of coffee. I really enjoyed that walk. You had the Norfolk Coast Path, which as you know by now I love. Then you had the inland stretch along a little bit of the river and walking through and up the pretty meadow valley, and then being on top of the world looking down over the coast to the sea. There we are, my coffee and cookie. Look forward to seeing you on the next walk, but in the meantime you can watch some more walks or visit the Norfolk Walking Guides page.